I used to just like doodle clothes because I could never find anything I liked. Like when I was in high school, like I always dressed very differently than my friends. Like I wasn't really into like Hollister and Abercrombie and that kind of thing. I could never find clothes I liked. So I would always just doodle like, oh, if I could have anything, I'd want that. And then I was also involved in costuming in my theater in high school. I was in like drama club and stuff like that. And I performed, but I would also help up with the costumes. And that sort of got me thinking about it. And then a friend of mine's older sister was in fiber science in this major. And I came to visit and I just got like the course requirements for this major. I was like, oh my God, this is like everything I want to do. So before that I was thinking about architecture and I was like, nope, this is so much cool. This year I sort of landed on this, there's a 1989 film, it's by the same director as Blade Runner. It's called Blood of Heroes. It's about this like post-apocalyptic society. And what I love about the way that it's costumed is they have all this homemade armor. It's like quilted leather pieces like strapped to their shoulders with chains, like martial arts looking headpieces, but it's all homemade, like hammered metal plates, and like it's just very cool. Lots of layers, lots of like toughness, but it's also very earthy and sort of primitive looking, which I loved. So I started from there and I kind of referenced some other designers, like I love Rick Owens and Demir Doma and Wayne, which is one I used to intern for, and it sort of evolved from that. It's kind of hard to describe this, but I made these tank tops. They're very cropped. And it's sort of like a fitted woven muscle shirt underneath, and I made these crescent-shaped pads that are stitched onto the shoulder, and then there's a really silvery green draped knit overlayer. So the tucks go into between the pads and make this like really ripply, deeply creased effect of the thing. So you can't see those, and everyone was so into the way they looked that they were like, you gotta put some on the outside. So I'm also incorporating them on the outside of two different looks where they're gonna be on the shoulders, kind of look like claws coming over. I also made some like harness necklaces out of like black chain, so they connect like around and go around the shoulders and the neck. So that's another way I kind of brought in like the toughness and like a militaristic kind of look too. Well, product development is great because you get to do a lot of the functional aspects of the design process. When you like, the designers come up with the product and you get the fabrics, you make sure the samples are fitting, like you make sure it's able, to be produced, and that all the pieces are working together, everything's working together. And so you work a lot with the design team, but also a lot more with the like technical aspects of actually making it from a concept into reality, which I love that. Like I love making things, I love picking out the fabric, feeling the texture. So it's incorporated with the design team, but on a more like practical side, I guess, of the production and the logistics, which I, for some reason, love. There's this white tank top. It's just squared off, like muscle cut shoulders, crew neck. It's got a little keyhole in the back, and it's long, like almost knee length, and it's slit all the way up the sides. It's like open almost to about 4 inches below the armhole. And I thought it was pretty plain, but I really like the shape of it, and it is just become, like, I want to put it on with everything that I own. Like, it's very plain, but there's something very, like, dramatic and bold about it, because it's so square, and it's just very flowy and pretty. So I think that's the one I would wear if I could wear anything from it. And my aesthetic used to be real into, like, ska punk, like, underground, like, crust punk, that kind of thing, like the Slackers and the Chester Notes. So I did a lot of, like, suits and, like, high tops, and, like, I thought that all that kind of thing was really cool, and I still do, but, like, I think I've moved to a little bit more of like a goth chic. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with Rick Owens, but that's like his whole thing. So I've kind of transitioned out of the like teenage rebellion into a little bit more of a sophisticated look, I think. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait. And I can't wait to see everyone else's work. It's going to be